Okay. I should be talking about this more often, but my God. Oh my God. This is what I say to the IRS, and they don't care about me. I mean, they don't care about anybody really. But I'm just amazed by how scared people get of the word government or revenue, internal revenue service. Listen, I'm a former mortgage broker, retired mortgage broker. I'm 43 years old. First of all, let me disclosure. I don't pay. I always say that on my not all my videos, but I say it often. So today's 10th day of January 2023. You're gonna have these papers being sent to you if you're the W-2 wage earner. Obviously, 1099. All those are also going to be coming forward to you. A lot of you, about 45% people, are working for in the government or a third party the government went for another, whereby they still kind of got to pay keep putting on W-2. You want to avoid that at all costs. See, like Wesley Snipes, the classic example of this. He could have paid, like, he could have gotten paid through like a company instead of himself. You got to remove yourself completely from the government, completely from any kind of payments to you. All right. Okay, so here I am in Florida. They don't have any state tax. Ohio, we have that. I'm from Ohio. You want to go look at my LLC, Jason Werner, Werner, investments, comma LLC. In order to find it on the Secretary of State website, you got to put in limited liability corporation. I gotta spell it all out. I don't know, that's the way they inputted it, that's why you bring it up. So I've got this LLC also in Puerto Rico and the Cook Islands, that's another good one too. Pretty much everything, across the board. You can go to Costa Rica, you can, house your funds in not just the Cook Islands, that's probably the best. Yeah, Lithuania's kind of there, Latvia. And then, of course, while we're over there, Switzerland. You got to get if you're going to get any kind of income to yourself, you got to push it off to an LLC, okay? Even sole proprietor, you're going to get nailed. You don't want to show them anything. And that includes dividends. It includes buying and selling stock, mutual funds, the payments from annuities. Alright, regarding stocks, I saw one man, he got hit more than $400,000. The IRS filed a lien on his place near Cleveland. Listen, as a mortgage broker, I always had fun with this stuff. Let's see how much we can wipe out of this thing. We got these guys to agree. These little punks. Listen. I don't care. I know that you people are trying to beat the system, and you don't realize that they're going to come after your sorry ass. But your sorry ass is fine. I'll still go ahead and call these guys. They have a number in Houston which is really only used for CPAs, but when you've got funding coming up and you can't get this thing closed on a mortgage loan without this potential lien being put on their property, which is it's going to have it, it's already there anyway sometimes, they'll give you that number and they'll talk to you. The IRS agents, these are this money that you owe is real. You just didn't know what you were doing when you started working for that company. Are by the easiest people I've had to deal with. I don't know. I mean, I don't know why. You'd think that because they have it as clear as day, you are evading your taxes, y'all, by being stupid in the way you went and worked for that company as a W-2 wage earner, instead of listening to a good CPA who says, you know what, take your name out of it, pay it into your LLC. Any bills you want to pay it with the LLC. And you want to buy a car, pay it with the LLC. You want to buy stock, mutual funds, pay it with the LLC. You want to buy crypto, pay it with the LLC. Do everything through your LLC. Or you can incorporate too. But anyway, keep it off. And by the way, keep as much as you can off of these United States of America soil as you can. They've been the easiest for me to work with, but I think the hardest ones were like City Financial, Beneficial. I think the reason, the reason why is because of the way they're paid. That's what we've talked about this. We're like, wow. And attorneys too, they don't get as much. But like I wiped out one man's $248,000 of child support. I called Geauga County assistant prosecutor, and they took it off his credit report completely. We worked out a payment plan whereby he was only going to be paying about, in a matter of like 2 years, he was going to be paying like 20. It was like 10%. You should, and that was allowed. I was really nice with them. Okay, the hardest ones, yeah, like I City Financial, Beneficial, medical has been difficult. Trying to get a hold of somebody, usually in their finance department. And then, of course, student loans. But student loans, they'll work with you. They'll just keep delaying and delaying, pushing it back. But I mean, you gotta expect. Let's say you owe like $25,000 on a credit card, and it's a judgment on your credit, whatever. Yeah, you can expect to, negotiate that down to 5 to 20% of what's really owed. And you people know that you owe this money, but I don't care. I get a kick out of it. So this one man's deal, yeah, we got that negotiated down. Now here's the key thing. The reason I'm making this video now because I just saw some completely false information by, I think it was Yahoo actually. I'm gonna show the link to the video I just watched. I'm like, what a fucking joke. Listen, don't ever do an offer in compromise. OIC, okay? They want to do that. Why don't you do that? It's because you're agreeing to the debt, and guess what? You do an offer in compromise. Like, let's see, for example, somebody owes $1 million in taxes, and they make an offer in compromise of $100,000. Hey, great deal, 10%. No, they take that $900,000 that you made an offer in compromise. You're compromised. Now they're going to take that $900,000 and put it on income for the next year. Yep. Well, it's not. So there was a time when I was working, it was reported as income. Now it's just reported as, old canceled debt, which is still going to be part of your tax returns, but it's not reported as much as income. Still, it's a disaster. Don't do an OIC. Tell them, and you want it in writing, that this is not an offer in compromise. This is not a payment plan. Don't do no fucking payment plans, because you are agreeing to the debt. Okay? You got to realize that everything is negotiable. Even though you owe this money, even though you fucking owe this money, which I'm not into the government. That's the thing. I'm not into this whole country. This country is just wicked, evil. The biggest terrorist nation in the world. And obviously, like, your fucking drugs are out of control. You shouldn't be. You want to put it in control. I mean, Singapore, Indonesia, they don't have any people using drugs. 1.5% of people between 15 to 64 have ever even used in Indonesia. Here in America, 93% have used drugs, which includes weed, and then of course alcoholics. That includes alcohol too. So okay, that's I have actually used, and the number of people who are addicted, it's over 60%. Addicted, meaning they can't get off. They're just like, ah. It's like a OCD serious problem that they have. And then of course your STDs. 3 out of 4 people in this country have either had or currently have an STD. That's really bad, y'all. That's the worst in the world. We have the worst drug problem in the world. Weed, cocaine, meth. Meth is the biggest one I think going right now. It's cheap, I think. Heroin. People are somehow getting addicted to fentanyl. I wonder why that happens. That's in all the. Oh my God, it's getting hot. I want to keep a shirt on, and of course I gotta do blue because it's still a little more calming and more healing. Because listen, one of the things that does piss me off about the IRS and states is that they're so damn aggressive, and I've met people that they just be like, shit. they're so like I'm wondering if I'm gonna see a golf ball flying by, watching the back of my head. That would hurt, man. I can hear them teeing off really close. No, they're not teeing off. They're just in the rough. The golf course is behind me. I'm at the Daytona Beach Municipal Golf Course, Country Club condominiums, which the golf course is just behind the trees. Don't agree to anything, okay? And any paperwork, let's say, let me give you an example. Like this one, we owed $400,000, and I said we owed nothing. We'll just let this thing go forever, and we're just going to give you a lump sum of money. They want lump sums. They want to get this thing off their books. That's what they want to do. And they don't want to bother you anymore. They've been through this enough as it is. IRS is so fucking easy to work with. Any of these people. Liens. So I originated a lot of mortgage loans in Florida when I was in Ohio. So this extremely corrupt, crooked Department of Revenue, they are really bad. Florida, they get these liens on people's homes, and they act like all tough and badass and everything, until you show them the strap on, and you say, hey, this is what I got for you, a lump sum. My client wants to kind of, move out of this property, and we got to close on this, blah, 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 blah. You've got to be communicating with them more than they communicate with you, because it shows that you are reaching out to them and you're trying to make something happen. And you're not going to go to... The feds aren't going to bother you because you owe $50 million in taxes. Wesley Snipes, you got to understand that this was big news when this happened to him. He's black, okay? The white supremacy system of the Internal Revenue Service, Department of Revenue, Florida, Ohio's bullshit games, it's a fucking joke. They are looking to target certain people, blacks, first of all. They're all about advancing white supremacy. And white supremacy is all about transactions. They love to have lump sums. You'd be surprised how easy it is just to, and then you know what? Don't even fucking pay them. I'll agree to a lump sum. Let's say you owe like $400,000. Say, listen, I'll agree to this without any kind of compromise. I dispute this money that you owe. And I can't be educating people. I mean, maybe I'll make another educational video about how to do an LLC, but I'm not as much of an expert as a CPA would be on how to put everything away from your name, away from you getting paid, So, but the thing is, people, just get away from the whole dollar system. I mean, yeah, it's nice, but what are you doing in it? It's white supremacy anyway. It is fun to kick their ass though and see how they were acting all tough and everything. So you can offer and compromise $15,000 to $20,000 on a $400,000 real, like, tax lien on a home. Whether it be states or feds. It's right there. Oh yeah, you owe it. And they say, oh, make sure you don't go at this alone. You know what? You got to do a ton of research on YouTube. Look at what the CPAs are saying. How you can just start communicating with these people. You get the communication going. Use a fax and send it to them. Make it very clear that you dispute this charge. You dispute this alleged money that's owed, because they want you to agree to it so that they can feel like they can go beat you down more. You agreed to it on such and such a day. Their words are just, it's this typical template that they use. Same old thing for everybody. You don't owe shit to these people. Yeah, you know what? You owe them shit. Send them shit in the mail. They're just so dirty the way they try to collect on this stuff. If they weren't so dirty, maybe I'd be more supportive of them. But still, like, what makes them think that they have the right to treat you the way that they treat you? I mean, my family has been pushed around by these people, and they don't even know. Not your rights. You don't have any rights, but they don't even know like that these corrupt, you know, whether it be Bank of America, I used to work for U.S. Bank, Wells Fargo, Fifth Third, PNC, Chase. How these people are paid. They just want to get some kind of lump sum, anything. And that dollar amount of $5 million that you owe could turn into like $75,000. And they're happy. Oh, wow. I got a person to pay $75,000. And they owed, how much are they owe? Well, they really did owe about $5 million. Okay. You got $75,000 out of that thing. They're happy to get anything. But don't agree to the debt, because now they're going to put that on your credit. And they're going to go after you the following year saying you owe the debt amount. This is specifically IRS, y'all, I'm dealing with here. Okay. Now, when it comes to, like I mentioned, the Bank of Americas, the Chases, the Wells Fargos, and these guys, that's another story. Because of the way that they're paid, they'll just keep buying and selling and buying and selling and all that. Another one too I've seen on credit reports is, it's really weird they do this. You gotta wonder how they do this too. Farmers, oh, you know what, that's a whole other story. I just want to focus on IRS here, that's right, yeah. Because it gets so deep. I guess my biggest thing is, you can go it alone, you should go it alone. You gotta know this stuff. You gotta know how they get paid. And yeah, I know a few people had literally agents come to their door. They hire, the IRS will literally hire like third parties to come knocking on your door. Like, what the fuck? People get so scared. They want to put you in fear. And when somebody puts you in fear, just remember that they are the ones that are like under control of something else. My heart really goes out to people because they push around elders. They push around. Oh, we're gonna finish this video. I'm gonna go with my cell phone. The women too. It's like they really get scared. And I mean, I guess my biggest thing is don't agree to the debt. In writing, make sure you just dispute it. But you're disputing it because now it's a way that they're pushing you around, they're bullying you. I don't feel good like how I made this video, but I'm not giving enough information on how to do this. I'll make another video about this though. But anyway, I just finished. There's people talking outside here too.